then we just spent 100 and did not accept the buyback. So yeah, that leaves 185.60 on the buyback balance for North. So would you like to keep doing Pokemon or football? Your choice, my friend. Also, how did we get over like 1,600 views on that first stream? I'm just now looking at that. That's a lot more interest than I expected. So that's cool. Thanks for tuning in. That was fun. And thanks for the 92 of you who stuck with it after I was done and didn't adjust it after it went along. So, all right, 3 Pokemon Silvers. Well, oh, first one. Thank you. That's nice. Okay, let's see. Silver Pokemon from the PowerPacks balance. Oh, thank you. That's a couple. 1,100 live viewers before that stream ended. So there's been like 500 people watching that after it ended too. That's surprising. I was gonna say this is Japanese. It's got the gold border around it. So we got a PSA 10. I don't even know how to pronounce this.
All right, great. Now it works. Okay, I am popping out the chat. Got a few people rolling in here. Johnny, let me know when you're in, since your cards are what we got left to pull. He is selling the card. He wants to keep it rolling. He's gonna run it back. It is a cool card though. Rookie card, Don Hudson, 1955. So we're gonna sell this one. So that'll leave $365.47. Accepting buyback. All right, there we go. Buyback's in. And just want to make sure he's back in. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's like I got his message on Discord before any message on chat. So cool. All right, so he's got over $300, and I think we're just gonna keep going football. So let's do a gold pack. for Johnny. See what you got, buddy. Willie Brown, 1972. Got a PSA 8. Near mint, $52 card. Okay, he says we're going to do 2 football and 1 Pokemon from the original $300. So, all right, let's see. We got a $52 value on this 1972 Topps card. Throw this on the sheet for Johnny. The buyback offer is $46.80. I'm not even seeing any messages in chat. Let me reload that page. Got it. Okay. All right, we're just going to keep rolling. So we're going to accept the buyback. So that will be $43.99. Okay. Offer accepted. Next up, another football pull. Another gold pack for Johnny. Go from the PowerPacks balance. Tom Brady. Whoa. 2002. Was that his rookie year? It's got to be close, right? I feel like it's not his rookie year if it's a $90 card. But it's also like not autographed or anything, so let's see. Oh. Those did not hold their value very well after 2022, did they? Interesting. Okay. So I haven't seen any messages in the chat since the good luck Johnny earlier. I'm not sure if anyone has said anything, or if like X is just being difficult. Not sure. Okay, Johnny says sell it. Great, cool. We're gonna sell it. Yeah, sorry, I know it's like a little bit difficult to tell, like timing wise, what's going on, but we will sell it. 76.14 is the buyback on that. After fees. $76.14. Okay. There we go. All right. You want to do Pokemon next? He said he wanted to do at least two Pokemon, or two football and one Pokemon at least from the original 300. So let's do that next. Here we go. Gold Pokemon pack for Johnny. What have you got? A Leafeon 2025 mint 10. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, you did all right on that one, huh? $465 value on a $100 pull. That's not bad. That's not bad. You're playing with house money now, buddy. I love it. That is awesome. Alright, so I assume we're going to keep this one. I'll give you a second to think about it. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna vault this one. That is a beautiful card. We're gonna vault that. Hold for now. Johnny's Leafeon. Leafeon EX. PowerPacks will pay your rent. That is cool, man. Yeah, so you've already got a PSA offer on that one, which means there's liquidity on that card. So we're gonna say might cost 100. There's a couple of different ways you can look at that, but property of Johnny. I always forget, like, is it kick 6 WDE or Y? I gotta like mouse over your name to make sure I get it. Yeah, WDE. Yeah, okay, I had it right. I just wanted to make sure. Cool. Very, very nice, man. That's exciting. So now, If I refresh that, yeah. See, sometimes like you'll notice that like the field for PSA value went away. Sometimes PSA doesn't have like a range on some things, and so it won't tell you your basis of improvement on cards. But if PSA has a firm range based on sales history, then it'll give you like a gain or loss once you put in your cost basis on those. But check this out. The other PSA 10s that have sold since April were all over $600. So even though the card ladder value on that one was only $465, I feel like you're looking at something that's far more valuable than that. And if I had to guess, it's probably going to age quite well. The EV evolutions in general just are pretty solid. So let's Leafeon EX 144. PSA 10. So yeah, when it first got launched, the very first one sold for over $2,000. But this is a 2025 card, so not a lot of history to go on here, but that is a nice looking card. I like it. Very, very nice. Congratulations on that one, Johnny. So let's pull again. I think you've got you got $185 left in your personal balance, if my math is correct here. I feel like you should have more than that. I might have to redo the math, but we can double check. But you've definitely got at least that much, if not more. Excel's doing the math, or Sheets is, not me. So if it's wrong, you can blame Sheets. So yeah, you've got at least enough for another gold pack and a silver, if not 2 gold packs. But I'll run the numbers again just to be sure, because you started with 500, got a buyback on the Don Hudson card, so that left you with 365.47. Then you got the Willie Brown card, that was a buyback of 46.80 minus fees. So that was $43.99 back after spending 100. So that left you with 309.46. Then we got the Tom Brady card, which was an $81 buyback. So that was spend 100, get 76.14 back. So that left you with 285.60. And then we just spent 100 and did not accept the buyback. So yeah, that was 185.60 on the buyback balance from the looks of it. So, would you like to keep doing Pokemon or football? Your choice, my friend. Also, how did we get over like 1,600 views on that first stream? I'm just now looking at that. That's a lot more interest than I expected. So that's cool. Thanks for tuning in. That was fun, and thanks for the 92 of you who stuck with it after I was dumb and didn't adjust it after it went long. So. All right, 3 Pokemon Silvers. Well, first one's mine. Thank you. That's nice. Okay, let's see. Silver Pokemon from the PowerPacks balance. Oh, thank you. That's helpful. 1,100 live viewers before that stream ended. So there's been like 500 people watching that after it ended too. That's surprising. I was gonna say, this is Japanese. It's got that gold border around it. So we got a PSA 10. I don't even know how to pronounce this. A Dudon Sparse Art Rare 2023. Some of these Japanese cards are pretty cool looking. And it's got a value of $30. So I actually kind of like the full art cards. They're kind of beautiful, some of them. Full art. See if this is the correct one. That coloring looks a little different, but I'm pretty sure that's the card. So we're looking at a PSA 10. Hey, I think we all look at enough charts to know what that looks like, right? Just kidding. It's not like we get volume or anything on this. You can tell I look at GameStop's chart too much. So yeah, this is what the sales history on a PSA 10 looks like for that. So this was graciously gifted to me by Johnny, so I'm gonna keep it. Oh hey, Lord of Laws, thanks for joining the stream. Appreciate it. Glad you could join us. Yeah, let's keep this one. I'm gonna add this to the sheet. I also need to see if I can get to GameStop tomorrow before they close, because I have some cards that I want to get graded, and I don't want it to drop them off before Q2 ends. Let's see. All right. Got that added. Okay. View card and collection. Hold for now. So the I will say the website has some responsive lag to it, and right now I'd say that probably has more to do with the fact that like I'm running OBS and I just like habitually have way too many tabs open. So that that is probably more a me thing than a GameStop's website thing. So don't judge them based on the speed of the reaction time on my screen. But we've already got a PSA offer on this card, so that's cool. And gotcha, Johnny. Let's do that. And go back and put notes on the other ones that were gifts too. It just occurred to me that that'd be a nice thing to keep in the notes, so I can update my collection later. So go back to packs, and Johnny's decided that the next silver pack is going to be a gift for G Money. So we got a lot of like super generous people in the GameStop community. I love it. There's been a lot of that going around lately, and you love to see it. So we'll pull from the balance. Silver pack Pokemon for G Money. Looks like a Japanese card. Another PSA 10, Lily's Ribombi. Oh, about the same value as the last one, actually. Card ladder value 30. And so that would have the same buyback offer. That was in my search results just now. There it is. There it is. Okay, so PSA 10. Huh. Is that the same card? Looks the same. Yeah. So this is interesting. So like the card ladder value says 30, but if you look at this chart, when were the last PSA 10s sold? There was one sold today for $55. So see, this is why you should not always take the card ladder value at face value, if you will. Do your homework, because you can even click on this, load the listing, make sure that the data is good, and here it is, sold $55. Like, that was literally, and like eBay's timestamps are in Pacific time, by the way, so this was what, 5 hours ago. So this is pretty recent data. I feel like G Money's coming out ahead on this one, so nice job. That one is an instance where I would say the data on card ladder is going to be a little bit misleading, and you could do some serious arbitrage if you wanted to just immediately list it on eBay if you really wanted to, or you could hold it and see how well it appreciates. So let me update that, say it's for G Money on my notes, and we'll put that in the collection as well. So yeah, super nice pull, and an example of why you want to check third-party sources for data as well. Like the card ladder information can be spot on sometimes, but it's not like the end all be all to everything. So this was a silver pack, $50. Whoop. There we go. Hey, my pleasure. I'm just clicking the mouse here, but that was very nice, Johnny. Okay, let's go back to the sheet. Looks like you should have $85.60 left. Pokemon or football, and what level? This is Johnny's money we're playing with. Let's see here. Pokemon Silver. All right. We'll do. Oh, I gotta make sure I close PowerPacks in my browser that's not on the screen that's being broadcast, because I have almost bought a PowerPack on the wrong screen and then nobody would have seen it. It's one of the disadvantages of multi-monitor setup. So, all right, Pokemon Silver Pack for the White Rabbit. For Johnny. Here you go. What have we got? Japanese card. Ooh, PSA 10. Magnezone. Let's see, it's 3 in a row with the exact same card letter value, but we saw in the last one that that may not have been the full story. So let's check it out. Yep, that's the same card, same image. What's PSA 10 look like? This one looks like it kind of jumps all over the place. But sold listings on a PSA 10. Looks like in June, one sold for $46, but also like a week before that, one sold for $19. So kind of depends on how well people are at listing it, whether it's an auction, whether it's buy it now. You can kind of take a look at the picture. Kind of looks like something out of Futurama, honestly. And on these full art cards, it also tells you like who the illustrator is in the corner. It might do that on regular cards too, I forget. So we can let Johnny decide what he wants to do with that while I update the sheet. But we've bought like, what, 18 packs so far? 19 packs? I think that was the 19th pack that we opened, which is awesome. Yeah, because that's row 20 in the spreadsheet, and row 1 is the header. So let's see what he wants to do. Alright, I like it. Let's vault it. Guess I have enough for a $25 pull. Let's see. Yeah, you got $35.60 left if you vault that one. Alright. We'll vault it. Look at you, channeling Roaring Kitty saying end the stream. Almost 50. Oh, did he really? I gotta check my notifications. We can do that if he wants. Yeah, if you want to, Brooke, we can do that. That's totally up to you. Let's see. Yeah, if you would like to do that, we can. Your call. You guys are gonna make me have to sell some Bitcoin so that I have enough money on my fold card to do this. Because it takes time for the Venmo transfers to show up. Here we go. Received. $200 Pokemon and $100 football. Okay, we'll do it. Okay. Got it. Alright, let me make sure I've got this stuff updated, and we're back to Johnny. Alright, Johnny's data is already in here. We got one more for Johnny, right? Yeah. Got a starter. Yeah, we're gonna do one more starter pull for Johnny, and then we'll move on to Brooke. He sent $300 more for 3 more pulls. This is exciting. All right, Johnny from PowerPacks. Yeah, that would be really disappointing. Another Japanese card. We have a Sizor, PSA 9. Oh, I forgot to turn on the audio for that one. This one's a $10 card letter value. $116. Let's see what it says. I feel like $10 is awfully subjective here. Like, there have been ones that have sold recently near that price, but you could definitely sell it for more. Like, one sold just in April for almost $30, and then some have sold recently more in that $12 to $15 range. One sold for $8.50, so that one's kind of a toss-up. But yeah, that's what we got on that one for Johnny. Let me see here. Get that one added. $9 buyback offer. So yeah, that one. It's up to you. If you wanna sell that and do another pull, then I can pull just $5 from the balance that I've already got, because you've already given me cards, so like it's totally fine if you want me to do that. This one was a starter pull actually. This one was the $25 pack. That's fair. All right, let's do a buyback. 846. There we go. All right. Okay, one more starter here. Let's see what you got, Johnny. Japanese, mint 10, Hatterene VMAX. All right, hey, you came out ahead on that one. If the value is accurate. Let's see, Hatterene VMAX, card number 224. There it is. That art matches 2022. And I'd say yeah, these pretty consistently sell between $20 and $30 for the PSA 10s. So yeah, and it looks cool. Like, I can see why they call it the Hatterene, right? So pretty cool card. Nice pull, Johnny. We'll add that one to your collection. Throw that one in the spreadsheet. And there we go. And there we go. Okay. View card. Hold. Yeah, I like those full art cards. They look really nice. Okay. We're going to add your cost. 801. Here we go. All right. Okay. All right. Brooks in for another $300. He wants 2 gold packs of Pokemon and 1 gold pack of football. So here we go. And we'll see what he wants to do on any buyback opportunities, but we're getting at least 3 cards. So, first gold pack, Pokemon. From the Fold debit card. Hey, that's cool looking card. Yveltal. Got a full art illustration card. It says card letter value is 88. But let's check. So that is a PSA 10, so you can't do better than that. Yeah, see. It says 105 right there. Last 2 sales of a PSA 10. And there was one just a couple of weeks ago for 164. So, I think you have done quite all right with that one, Brooke. This looks to be a pretty liquid card, honestly. Averages 1 sale per day on the PSA 10s. I like the way that one looks. Brooke says vault it. I like it. Let's do it. Let's add it to the sheet. I think the card ladder value is underselling that one a bit. And we'll go get this updated. 7920, not bought back, and vaulted. Here we go. Yeah, really nice pull. Very cool card. Yeah, of course PSA wants to buy it for $72.16. someone else will buy it for 105 right now. Let's see. There's a number in there, right? Yeah, 33. Got it. Okay. Next Pokemon pack. Another gold pack. $100. Pokemon. What do we got? Japanese card. Full art. Whoa! Pikachu VMAX. Gem Mint 10. Check that out. That is cool. From the 2021 Sword and Shield series. That is just an awesome looking card. Honestly. I want to see the data on this one. Let's see. What was it? 223? Yeah. The VMAX Climax, it says. Look, ungraded cards are selling for over $50 for this one. This one's breaking out. Check that out. So yeah, this card's got lots of data on it because it's from 2021. So here's the last 6 months, year, and all. And the PSA 10s average 2 sales per week. And you're looking at about $150 to $175, give or take, on recent average value from the look of it. Nice pull. That is pretty solid. Card ladder says 135, but they are a little bit low. I mean, they're obviously looking at, like, you know, this is kind of the quintessential like traded value sort of thing. You know, they're gonna probably undersell that just a little bit. But we've also seen some instances where they're just maybe gonna oversell it too, and selling it back is the right choice because they're willing to overpay. But that's probably gonna be more rare. So let's see here. So just want to confirm. I think I know what you want to do here, Brooke, but I think you want to vault this one. Wish there was less of a delay here. No, you guys didn't tune in to just see me standing here. I don't have a whole lot of stuff to fill the empty time. Although my wife did come home today with a bobblehead, which is kind of cool. I still haven't unwrapped the what I would call the C collar from the neck. But this is Zach Edey, who was the National Player of the Year in college basketball the last 2 years running, and was a top 10 draft pick out of Purdue last year. So it's kind of cool. She was at the bookstore picking up clothes for our granddaughters today and found this bobblehead. And something that was kind of neat was it didn't say on the box, but this is a limited edition collectible, like 144 of 2025. So I feel like they could have probably charged more for that if they were advertising that on the box, but they did not. So, pretty neat. Yeah. I know. Auburn beat Purdue last year, Johnny, but we kind of knew that was going to happen because your average age on the roster was 36, I think. You had a bunch of NBA guys, so I think I will trade what happened last year for what we are expecting this year. Obviously not going to count my chickens, but I'll take the preseason ranking at number 1. So I'm not mad about it, but it was fun. So now I can see your comment, Brooke. But yes, I didn't see anything since your last one that said sweet. Oh yeah, you did say vaulted. Yes. There were other comments there. I didn't see that you had said vaulted originally. My bad. So. Yep. We're good. Okay, so we'll get that in there, and there it is. Cool. Beautiful card. All right, football next. Football gold pack. Buy pack. $100. Send it. Good luck, Brooke. Brock Bowers. He came up again. Got a fearless card. Red ice. Got the red ice parallel here. And this is a rookie card for him. Yeah, PSA 10. Let's see here. Let's see what we got. Okay, you say vaulted. Yeah, I mean here's one that's like the exact same thing. Different certificate number though. Sometimes you want to double check, make sure someone's not trying to sell just because like that's one thing about these certificates. Like since anybody can look up a certificate and download the pictures, it is fair to check and make sure that someone's not trying to sell a card that's not in their physical possession. But obviously PSA has these. So yeah, that one is currently being sold for $100 or best offer. So not bad. You're gonna vault that one. There we go. Add it to the sheet. Rookie card. Decline the offer. That was the 24th card that we bought tonight. Ooh. There we go. All right. I've still got some left in my balance, so I might as well spend it. What should I get? Pokemon or football? And let's see here. Oh yeah, Johnny's asking, is there a way to show all your vaulted cards Yes, there is. If you go to your collection, you can see not only everything that you have put in your collection for PSA. So like these cards at the bottom of my collection are actually cards that I have in my possession, and so you can see like it gives me the option send to vault. This one it says is on its way to the vault, which it's not actually. I may send it to the vault, but it's like I went through the process of selecting a card and saying I want to send it to the vault, and so then once you do that, it will just indefinitely say your item is submitted to the vault. There's no way to say, hey, oops, I didn't mean to do that. That would be maybe my feedback as a beta user would be to mark something as canceled for a shipment to the vault, just to give people that option, because right now that doesn't exist. I think that would be a useful thing. But so you can see your certificates that you have in your collection, and then if you want to filter that by things that you have vaulted, then you just do that. You can also filter by grading company, because they do support slabs from other grading companies. You can put those in your collection here. You can filter by grade, filter by source as well. So if you only want to know the ones that you got from PowerPacks or ones that you got from PSA grading, etc. That works as well. If you want to only look at the ones that cost you a certain amount, or you have a date acquisition range, date added to the collection, or certain years, those are your filter options. And then also the ones that are currently on auction or set for buy it now, or you can see I currently have 23 offers on my cards, and I have 26 cards in the vault. So 26 cards in the vault, 23 have offers from PSA on them. And so you can, and if you have offers available, it will also give you this banner at the top of the screen that says 23 offers available. So that's a great question, Johnny. You can, like, I can go down here and see, like, oh, hey, I've got this 2016 Charizard Holo that has an offer on it. They wanna give me $54.12 for it. The card ladder value is estimated at $70. So what they're doing is they're basically deducting out what they would presume the eBay fees to be on a sale. Or if I wanted to go sell it on eBay, then I could do that, and then this is what that screen looks like. So you can choose to run it as an auction or a buy it now. You set your starting bid. You can also, if you want to sell things on eBay, you can add multiple items at a time, and then you just set the starting bid for multiple things at a time on one screen. And then you can set, like, hey, when do you want this to start? So, and then all auctions will run for 7 days. Or if it's a buy it now, then it just starts immediately, and then it just goes up as a listing. But auctions go live around, like, I think it's 9 p.m., something like that, and they are listed under PSA's account, so that actually gives them great visibility and credibility. So that's how the process works. And then PSA will retain a selling fee based on the final selling price. So then there are no additional fees charged by eBay. So that's kind of how the whole thing works. And then you can kind of preview what the listing looks like, all of that. But Bad Robot's actually a good example of someone who has experience selling on eBay through PSA, I believe. So he's a good person to check with on that experience, I think. But yeah, this entire experience, this gacha gaming model, GACHA, total money printer for for GameStop. It's it's fun for the people on the buying side. It's not quite gambling. Like it's I'd say it's gambling adjacent. Like you're buying something that could be worth the value you're paying for it. It could be worth less, could be more. But with gambling, you have the possibility of something being worth nothing after you spend your money. And that's not this. Gambling is playing options, as a lot of us know. And this, like you're getting something that has tangible value, and they're even offering to give you up to 90% minus a 6% fee of what they say the tangible value is. So there is a way to get some of your money back no matter what, anytime you buy one of these. So I think, there's a lot of valid criticisms out there of people who say this is gambling, because it's not exactly that. It is gaming, but it is not gambling. So there's an important distinction there. but yeah, I'm gonna do this. Since I've got $50 left in my balance, I'm gonna do one Pokemon for starter pack, and I'm gonna do one football. So let's see what we get. But yeah, the whole gamification side of this is it's brilliant, and I love what they've done with the visual interface. It's just really nice. Hey, Pikachu! It is a PSA 8. It's a cool looking card. I don't know. We'll look it up. Pikachu EX. What was that, 63? I think that's what it was. Yeah, 63. Wait, snowflake stamp. I feel like that was not involved. I'm a little curious what the snowflake stamp even looks like. Oh, yeah, that would be this right here. Sometimes when I see stuff that is marked as an error card or something different, I'm just really curious what it is, because then I'm like, do I have that? Except it would totally say that on the slab because it's already been graded. But when you come across stuff and you find that there's a special variant or an error card or something like that, like it always makes you curious. So, okay, what did we get? We had an 8. So, yeah, these are more or less between that $10 to $15 range from the looks of it. And the card is from the 2023 series. So, it's almost old enough for Aaron Milan Vega to buy it. He likes to get the cards that are like 3 years older. For those who get that reference. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll probably keep that one, because even if I sold it back, I would not have enough I wouldn't have enough in the balance to make a difference and get a whole nother pack at this point. So I might as well keep it. I like Pikachu, so let's do that. So let's add that to the sheet. Hold. next one's going to be football and a starter pack. You got 33.57 left in the balance. See what's left. What you got for me, GameStop? I like the animation they put here. Jaden Daniels, mid-9. That's a Panini Instant card. So these are like short print cards where they only, like the Panini Instant series, they'll only print a certain number, and I didn't catch what the number was on the back of this one. But like they'll pretty much always have a date in the corner or an event, like a specific point in time where they're capturing a moment. So this one is Daniels commands respect in third straight win. So September 29th, 2024. So Jaden Daniels, number 62. That one is, yeah, this site. Yeah, so Panini Instant is the series. I've actually got several of these for like Zach Eady from the Panini Instant series for this year. And this was, yeah, it was a PSA 9. So we'll just do a little bit of research. Yeah. So these are going for roughly the cost of grading. More or less. A little bit less. And a PSA 10 goes for a little bit more than the cost of grading it. So the Panini Instant ones are kind of an interesting one. Like some of them are really a little bit more on the rare side, and some of them are like, wow, they did a whole lot of these. And so I actually have some examples of that. I'll grab a couple. All right, so like I said, with the Panini Instant, you've got Panini will just like market these moments in time, and however many cards get ordered like directly from their website is exactly how many they print of each card. And so it's a short print run, and they only print exactly that many. So you don't know how many you're going to see in circulation until after they get printed. And so like I've got this one from April 8th, 2025, Zach Eady. Says he wipes the glass clean. Sparkling effort, Eady wipes glass clean. And so this was I think one of Zach Eady's first playoff games. It was one of their like essentially play-in games for the playoffs this year, and the interesting thing about this one was that I think I'm a little rusty on the statistics now because I've slipped a few times since then, but if you put his rebound totals from this game, and it was either the one before or after it, it was something that no rookie had done since like Shaquille O'Neal. So I'd have to go back and review the exact statistics, but for me that was a significant event. And the back of the card tells you exactly how many were printed. So, but on the Panini Instant cards, it'll say 1 of 133 for this, but all of them say 1 of. So this isn't like number 1 of it, like all of them say 1 of. So Like on serial numbered cards, it'll say like it'll be like stamped, and it'll say, this is like 7 out of 7/133 or something like that. If it were a serialized card, this is just a short print that tells you it is 1 of 133, and there are 132 other cards exactly like it, including the 1 of part. So I'm just making sure that everybody understands exactly what a Panini Instant card is. So that's something that's a little bit more on the what I would call a rarer side, which just means that there was less demand for it at printing. So here's an example of something that was in higher demand at printing. This is the Paige Bueckers WNBA draft card for the Panini Instant. Does anyone want to venture a guess how many were printed of this card? Zach Edey having a playoff performance where, let's see, he had 19 rebounds in a playoff victory over Charlotte. They only printed 133 of this card for a guy in his rookie season pulling 19 boards in a playoff game. Paige Bueckers, number 1 overall draft pick in the WNBA. 67,412. So, can kind of give you an idea of how many they sold for these. So, it's one of those like maybe double-edged swords with the Panini Instant. So if it is a card that had a whole lot printed, it means that it was in high demand, but that also means that there's maybe a diminishing return function on how much you can get on the resale value for it. So yeah, that was a really, really interesting kind of stark comparison there. So over 67,000 printed for the Paige Bueckers number 1 draft pick from the Panini Instant set for the WNBA draft night. Pretty interesting. Let's look up the certificate number for this Panini Instant card, because I'm curious. I want to see what the back side looks like. 108 7922 58. Okay, yeah, so 4141. So they printed 4,141 of this Jaden Daniels Panini Instant card. So even though there are over 4,000 of this card out there, they're still selling for more. PSA 10 is still selling for more than the cost to grade it. And I will also note that if you look at these cards, like they come in these top loaders, they've got like a piece of Scotch tape up top. I did not put that Scotch tape there. They come from Panini like this. So any card in the Panini Instant series that gets anything other than a PSA 10 is because it was either mishandled or it's not centered. Because every single card that in that series comes in as close to perfect packaging as you can get directly from the manufacturer, and like they literally will top load it, they'll sleeve it, top load it, and tape it before they ship it. So just putting a little color context on what the Panini Instant cards are like, what that means, and for anyone who just hasn't bought the Panini Instant cards, you can buy them directly from Panini. You just kind of have to know when to look for them. You can even get on their mailing list. They just call them like the Instant on demand, and you can kind of get notified based on the sports that you like. Or you can go on their website and you can filter based on the things that you want. But when they've got an event that they're going to do a printing of, it'll normally have like a timer on it. But they also will do these variants on them where they'll have a serialized print run of the same card. So like this one's a lightning out of 5, a magma out of 1, a water out of 10, and then this one's the base. And so just to give you an idea. And then you notice on this base one, since they haven't finished the pre-ordering yet, there's still 4 days left on this one. They've got it blank on where the numbers would go. So I hope that is helpful context for anyone who was unfamiliar with Panini Instant. That's I've really only done it for basketball to this point, but that's just a little bit of context. So now the question is, do I take the buyback or vault it? It was a $25 pack. PSA estimate is $15.88. Card liner value $15. Sell for $13.50. I'd have $12.69. Probably just keep it, because if I do sell it back, then all I've got left is about $20. Can't use that on another pack. So, and like I mentioned earlier, on one of the earlier streams, if you have not enough for a full pack in your wallet, you do have to use your card to purchase, because they will not allow you to mix payments, at least not yet. So that may be a future development that they're going to come up with, and I think that would be useful, but it's not available at this time. So yeah, I think that's about all that I would like have to cover at this point. Does anyone else have any other questions about this stuff? I'm just adding this card to the sheet right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Paul.
I think that's all that we're going to be buying
really
today.
Fun experience I had. Okay, talk to you later. Nice. Okay,
that was fun though.
Awesome.
Let's see.
Who said I can hear you? Oh, I can hear you. That's yeah.
Just getting caught up on messages here. Oh, let's see.
Yep.
One more person asked if it was too late to get a buy-in.
Well, thank you for allowing me to come up and rip that card. That was really fun. I'm going to go back on mute.
I'll see if they're still watching. We'll see. We could always do another time if they're not still on. But yeah, thank you all for being a part of this. This was fun. I know it's like not as easy to do just the back and forth with the chat and the delays and stuff, but this was fun to kind of go through and answer questions and show how the process works and everything. Hold that in the vault. Yeah, like this is honestly just like a lot of fun. It's a really neat experience. I'm looking forward to them opening up the experience for more people, launching this wide. I will also say that for wallet balance. There we go. I'll say for those of you who had packs straw bought for you today, these can remain in my vault for just however long you'd prefer. If you want to just follow their value, and if you decide you want to sell it on eBay or have it shipped to you or accept a PSA offer at some point, the PSA offer is really just probably going to fall somewhere in the range of whatever PSA's value is minus more or less like 10 or 20%, give or take. I don't know what the exact number is, but if you do follow the value of your card, it's going to fall in somewhere around there. But you can always check in with me if you want to know. But your cards are sitting in Delaware in the vault. As Aaron said, Nat Turner is standing guard over your cards right now, and these will sit there, and you can actually, like, I'll go to one of my cards that's been in the vault for more than a day, so you can actually kind of see the effect of what it looks like. So we'll go to this. This was the first card that I pulled. It was a Sylveon Japanese card. And so you can see vaulted date, July 29th, and so it'll say days vaulted. So this actually helps you keep track of, like, hey, how am I doing on my counter for the early withdrawal, and the way that works, essentially. Because the early withdrawal fee only applies if you want to have that card shipped to you if it's been vaulted for 90 days or fewer. So not less than 90 days, but 90 days or fewer. So they tell you not only the date that it was vaulted, but how many days has that been, so that you don't have to do the math yourself, which is nice. So date the item was vaulted based on the vault local time. So this is going to be Eastern time. And then days vaulted. So those are both just the same tooltip there, and it also lets you, like, put something under my value here as well. And I think that I had just put this in as I forget what had prompted me to put that in there. That might have just been what the PSA value was, because when I went to the cert number, the PSA website. Because on some cards, it'll tell you the PSA value right here on the website, but sometimes you'd have to go to the PSA app or website to get a sense of the PSA valuation of it. Because if they don't have a dollar amount attached to it, then it won't say. But you'll notice I got mine on the 29th, and the day before that one sold for 98. The day before that one sold for 81. Day before that, 96.50. Day before that, 81.02. And 2 weeks before that, $81. So that card seems like it's fairly liquid, and it's another EV evolution, and the Japanese cards are pretty cool. So yeah, that's just an example of what this looks like. And you may have also noticed that when these fields were blank, it just has a plus on it that you can click, which makes it really easy to get in. But once you've filled it in, the plus goes away, and you might be going, well, how do I go edit this now? You just go to item actions and then edit item details. And then you can also go to ship from vault, which I'm not going to click on right now, because once you have put in your address, then that shows up on that screen. So but edit item details will allow you to go in and re-edit any of those things. But these are the options that you can put in for your source. And on day one of Push Start Arcade launching the beta, PowerPacks wasn't even an option here. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll choose Break. I don't know. But then on day two, they went in and said PowerPacks is now the default anytime you rip one. So that I think is a nice time saver, a really nice UX improvement for this, and it just makes sense. So I think that was either something that they just were like, oh, whoops, we forgot to push send to production on this thing that they already had in development, or it was based on user feedback, or maybe both. And that was a welcome change, because I was like sitting here confused at first, like, well, I feel like the Power Pack doesn't really fall into any of these, and I think that they recognize that. So nice to see little bits of improvements like that along the way as a beta user. And yeah, that's kind of just some of my initial feedbacks on the system. But yeah, I've got a total of 28 cards sitting in the vault right now, and let's see, we had a total of 26 cards pulled from PowerPacks today, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 6 were sold back, if that's correct. You can go to your sales and payouts, and you can see your buyback history here as well. So that's another useful thing. And if you go to the PSA vault, I think this actually just launches. Yeah, it just goes back to the collection and filters for vaulted. So, but under the sales and payouts, it'll actually let you go back, and you can actually go look at the ones that you sold, and you can see any notes that were on them if you had any, and even if you've already sold it, you can go back and add notes, because this screen wouldn't have come up if you took the instant buyback. So you have an opportunity to go back in and make notes after the fact if you would like to. So this has all of the history here that you might want. So we can have, let's see here, which one was the first one from the stream? I think it was the Sam Howell, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So eight were sold back as part of the stream. So, yeah, that's what we're looking like on this. Johnny's asking, does it sum your portfolio value? It does not, although at least not yet. But what you can do is just download items, and it will just do a CSV. So there it is. See if we can get. Okay, go full screen. There it is. So that includes like any notes that you have put in there. So the other thing too is that you notice that like on my, yeah, I agree, that is a feature that they need, and I think that as they get yeah, you could ask your browser to sum it for you if you've got the right tools. You'll notice that the PSA estimate column here is in the spreadsheet, but that is not available on the browser for some cards. So even though it is visible on the sheet when you download the data, sometimes it won't show up on the website. So I think that is just kind of interesting. But like this Clefairy right here is one card that I pulled. I think it was last night, or no, it was this morning. That was actually the first card that I pulled that was not a PSA 8 or better. And then I was like, oh, I didn't know that you could pull cards that are not PSA 8 or better, because the physical power packs are guaranteed 8 or better if you buy them in store. So that was when I found out for sure that the digital power packs can be other cards. But you'll notice like I paid $25 for a starter pack and got one that has a PSA estimate of $37.82. So, you know, that's not too bad. But like the sum total on this column here says $23.79 for PSA estimate, and then the gain on cost says 1429. But a more complete way to look at this would be to add in the data from the ones that have been sold, because this is only a collection of ones that have been kept. So this, and for the purposes of tracking cost here, this has only tracked the cost of the pack that it came from, not the cumulative cost for any packs that I opened on the way to it, if that makes sense. Because I started doing that at first, and I was like, well, that might get a little complicated, which it absolutely would. Like if I sold three packs and then opened a fourth one that cumulatively cost a certain amount, then I thought that might just get a little bit too complex. So I decided that my cost should really just be the single probability cost of that individual pack. So there would be a more complete way to look at the entire collection, and that would be to add in data from the sales, so if we go to sales and payouts, you can download items for that as well. Let's see. No, that's only the same ones. So I was expecting to see the sales information on that one. So maybe when you download items, it doesn't include sales on there. So that's maybe something that I would add for feedback to customer support, is to let them know that it would be useful to have maybe a little bit more of an analytics dashboard for this. Know things like your totals, cumulatives, and then also to be able to, when you download a filtered view like sold, to include all of the items in the sold view. So yeah, stuff like that. Gonna look through the chat, see if there are any other questions. But yeah, I'd agree. Like, I don't think there are a whole lot of glitches at this point. Like, I think it could use a little bit of performance tuning, stuff like that. But I mean, when you're running a stream and have too many browser tabs open, then I can see why it would also run a little bit slower. But like I did have like a few minor issues on my first like a couple of my first few purchases, and I had a video that I put together, cut it all up. I had done screen recordings of my first few purchases and put it to the tune of the Ultimator 5's GameStop Rock, which was fun. And that included a little bit of the fact that like my screen actually froze on some of my purchases when I did some, I think it was silver pack purchases, and it was both times that I bought a silver pack. The screen actually froze while it was displaying the back side of a PSA card slab. So, but that hasn't happened since. So that's good. I actually take that back. It did happen one other time. But every time that's happened to me, it's been when I was in an area where I had like poor cell reception and I was doing the transaction on my phone. And that may have had more to do with it than anything. So that might be my word to the wise, is to make sure that you have maybe a stable connection when you are doing your transactions. And like the mobile experience is fine, but I do think that the desktop experience is better. And I also think it would be cool if you could just change your mute unmute setting once and then have it remember that would be nice. So you don't have to unmute it every time if you want to hear the little animation sound. Because I think it is cool. Yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I would agree. Like the customer service team is really great to communicate with. They've been pretty responsive. Thought that, you know, given the fact that they had just barely launched this beta, and I had reached out to them on essentially, you know, what I'm going to call day one. It was the morning of day two, but within the first 24 hours. And they got back to me same day. Like I'm considering that a win on response time. I was expecting, you know, anything in 6 to 12 hour range would be like really good response time for a popular launch, and they delivered within that by a long shot. So they've been really good in terms of getting that taken care of. And another thing for those who are unaware, so I'll just scroll to the bottom here. You'll notice this is powerpacks.gamestop.com, but look at the brand that appears here. It's Collectors and Collectors Holdings Inc. right there when I'm looking at the collection. But when I'm at the home page, this says copyright 2025 PowerPacks LLC, all rights reserved. And when I'm looking at the packs page, this is a PowerPacks page. But when I'm on the collection, it's a Collectors Holdings page, because this is an integration into, let's see, am I already logged in here? Yeah, if I go to the collection on the collectors.com website, this should look really familiar. Like, it's literally the same thing. So what they're doing is they're providing basically a pipe, right? So I mean, that's pretty much the same thing. I mean, we're looking at a little bit of a different font. This one looks a little bit more retro, more gamified, but this is the same database, same structure. And so when I go look at other pages on the domain that are not linked in directly to the PSA database, then it goes back to PowerPacks LLC for, and you'll notice when I clicked on, like, tell me about the in-store PowerPacks, it goes straight to the GameStop website in a new tab to show me that. And on the Series 2 PowerPacks, that's when they added this stylized logo with the fanned out cards in the logo. That's when they filed for the trademark on it as well, because on the Series 1 PowerPacks, it was just PowerPacks with like no stylization in the logo. So you can kind of see the difference here. So just, it's subtle. And the other thing too is that Series 1, same price, had 3 booster packs and 1 PSA 8 or better card. In the Series 2 was 2 booster packs and 8 or better card for the same price. So I think they realized the kind of demand that they had on that, and a lot of people were going for the instant trade-in on some of those as well, because GameStop does trade in PSA slabs at the stores. So I had a little interesting conversation with the folks at my local GameStop on that when the Series 2 launched. I was unable to get a Series 2 Power Pack because they sold out like 15 minutes before I got there. But we had a nice conversation about it, and then he had questions about the Cardsmith cards because I bought those, and then he was like, "Oh, I get paid on Friday. I'm gonna have to get some of those." So, let's see. Yeah, of course, Johnny's asking about whether you can liquidate your entire portfolio. No, I don't think there's a flatten button anywhere, but but you do have the option to accept PSA offers on everything. So I don't think there's a magical way to do everything all at the same time. But what we can do is go to collection here and not quite liquidate, but what we can do is I could say select all, and I could say sell on eBay or vault items or ship from vault. Like, so you can do stuff like that. And so I could say sell on eBay, and then you can say set a single starting bid for all items, or you can say I want to buy it now instead of an auction for all of them, and then you can allow offers or not, or you can set preferences. You know, are you willing to go down to 50%, 90% of the original listing price? And then do you want to set the same price for all of them? So like, that's not quite a liquidate option because you still have to have a buyer on the other side, but this is you setting an ask. So it's close. But this is how you would list multiple items at a time. And it will tell you what the PSA estimate and card ladder value is, if it has a number for those on this screen. So I hope that's helpful information at least. And on the buy now, you have the option to either list it now or do it delayed. And then on the auction, you can delay it for up to a week. But it'll be live for 7 days no matter what, if it's an auction. Yeah, I see where your mind's going, Johnny. But yeah, any other questions? That was fun. Thanks for joining, guys. That was more popular than I expected, but yeah, a lot of fun. Let's see. Don't see any other messages coming through for me, but a lot of fun. I will try to get better about learning how to manage a stream, dealing with OBS and ex-media studio producer, but this was a nice learning experience. Hey, Diamond Ape just hit a $350 card. That's awesome. Congratulations on a gold pack Pokemon. Let's go. That is fun. Congratulations. Another stellar hit by someone in the community. So love to see people supporting GameStop here, especially in the 11th hour on the second quarter. I think there is a strong probability that this could be the best second quarter in GameStop history. I mean, I really don't think that's hyperbole at this point. Gosh. Yeah. Switch 2 sales, they bought Bitcoin, and even with Bitcoin taking a nosedive into the end of the quarter, they also never said that they wouldn't sell any and buy later. So we'll see, right, as the Zen Master says. But it's also likely that they bought somewhere between 95,000 and like 106,000 based on the amount that Ryan Cohen disclosed. And they also sold the Canadian stores on the first day of this quarter. So that was May the 4th. So can't believe that was this quarter. So we are not recording the Echo Chamber podcast this weekend. We've already pre-recorded the show for this week. Fitzy is in Hawaii this week with his family, so he just flew there this week. Flew there today, actually, and so we're not recording tomorrow, but I believe he's got that scheduled to drop on Monday, like usual. So, yeah, So thanks for joining in. I really appreciate you guys being a part of this. That was a lot of fun. Maybe we can do more of this sometime. Maybe some form of it. I don't know. Maybe there's a business model here. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But I do think there is demand for this kind of content, and it's fun. Like it's a game, right? And there's a community behind it. So. Let's go. Power to the players. Thanks for being here. Y'all have a good night, and I think we're going to end the stream now. All right, great. Now it works. Okay, I am popping out the chat. Got a few people rolling in here. Johnny, let me know when you're in, since your cards are what we got left to pull. He is selling the card. He wants to keep it rolling. He's gonna run it back. It is a cool card though. Rookie card, Don Hudson, 1955. So we're gonna sell this one. So that'll leave $365.47. Accepting buyback. All right, there we go. Buyback's in. And just want to make sure he's back in. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's a lag. I got his message on Discord before any message on chat. So cool. All right, so he's got over $300, and I think we're just gonna keep going football. So let's do a gold pack for Johnny. See what you got, buddy. 1972. Got a PSA 8. Near mint. $52 card. Okay, he says we're going to do 2 football and 1 Pokemon from the original $300. So, alright, let's see. We got a $52 value on this 1972 Topps card. Throw this on the sheet for Johnny. The buyback offer is $46.80. I'm not even seeing any messages in chat. Let me reload that page. Got it. Okay. All right, we're just going to keep rolling. So we're going to accept the buyback. So that will be $43.99. Okay. Offer accepted. Next up, another football pull. Another gold pack for Johnny. Go from the PowerPacks balance. Tom Brady. Whoa. 2002. Was that his rookie year? It's got to be close, right? I feel like it's not his rookie year if it's a $90 card. But it's also like not autographed or anything, so let's see. Oh. Those did not hold their value very well after 2022, did they? Interesting. Okay. So I haven't seen any messages in the chat since the good luck Johnny earlier. I'm not sure if anyone has said anything or if like X is just being difficult. I'm not sure. Okay, Johnny says sell it. Great. Cool. We're going to sell it. Yeah, sorry, I know it's like a little bit difficult to tell, like timing wise, what's going on. But we will sell it. 76.14 is the buyback on that. After fees. $76.14. Okay. There we go. All right. You want to do Pokemon next? He said he wanted to do at least two Pokemon, two football and one Pokemon at least from the original 300. So let's do that next. Here we go. Gold Pokemon pack for Johnny. What have you got? A Leafeon 2025 mint 10. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Well, you did all right on that one, huh? $465 value on a $100 pull. That's not bad. That's not bad. You're playing with house money now, buddy. I love it. That is awesome. Alright, so I assume we're going to keep this one. I'll give you a second to think about it. There you go. Yeah, we're gonna vault this one. That is a beautiful card. We're gonna vault that. Hold for now. Johnny's Leafeon. Leafeon EX. PowerPacks will pay your rent. That is cool, man. Yeah. So you've already got a PSA offer on that one, which means there's liquidity on that card. So we're gonna say might cost 100. There's a couple of different ways you can look at that, but property of Johnny. I always forget, like, is it kick 6 WDE or wide? I gotta like mouse over your name to make sure I get it. Yeah, WDE. Yeah, okay, I had it right. I just wanted to make sure. Cool. Very, very nice, man. That's exciting. So now, if I refresh that, yeah, see, sometimes, like, you'll notice that, like, the field for PSA value went away. Sometimes PSA doesn't have, like, a range on some things, and so it won't tell you your basis of improvement on cards. But if PSA has a firm range based on sales history, then it'll give you, like, a a gain or loss once you put in your cost basis on those. But check this out. The other PSA 10s that have sold since April were all over $600. So even though the card ladder value on that one was only $465, I feel like you're looking at something that's far more valuable than that. And if I had to guess, it's probably going to age quite well. The EV evolutions in general just are pretty solid. So let's Leafeon EX 144. PSA 10. So yeah, when it first got launched, the very first one sold for over $2,000. But this is a 2025 card, so not a lot of history to go on here, but that is a nice looking card. I like it. Very, very nice. Congratulations on that one, Johnny. So let's pull again. I think you've got you got $185 left in your personal balance, if my math is correct here. I feel like you should have more than that. I might have to redo the math, but we can double check. But you've definitely got at least that much, if not more. Excel's doing the math, or Sheets is, not me. So if it's wrong, you can blame Sheets. So yeah, you've got at least enough for another gold pack and a silver, if not 2 gold packs. But I'll run the numbers again just to be sure, because you started with 500, got a buyback on the Don Hudson card, so that left you with 365.47. Then you got